Hi, welcome to Godrej Professional ProTalk. Today we have Dr. Sarish, General Manager R&D for Hair Reshaping and Care. Hi, Dr. Sarish, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Most welcome. So today we are going to have an impromptu chat about our range of products for Godrej Professional. So of course you handle the reshaping and care. So I'm going to shoot questions for you from that range. I'm sure you're ready with all the answers.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right. So my first question is, what makes Godrej Professional Border Smooth ideal product for clients wanting smooth and softer hair?
Okay. The first thing you need to understand, it comes from the house of Godrej Professional. So it's assurance of good quality. That's number one, which is very important in this sector. The other factors are it is made with best of class ingredients, which give you the right performance. Okay, and it is also placed at the right price point. So all these factors are ideal to address your question of why it should be used.
Okay, that's great. Right price point, and so the key takeaway is it's backed with Godrej.
First is science.
Yes.
It's with the right chemistry.
Yeah.
Okay. It's with the perfect quality.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, it's addressing the consumer need of how they are going to use it as such.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the price point also plays a lot of.
It does everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, great. My second question is, how does it reduce frizz? How does it actually work? Like, for the end users, for us, the users are the salon stylists. Okay, so they want to know what is the science that, cuts the frizz? Why does after this treatment, the frizz completely, almost 90% of the frizz is gone, right? Is what we expect from the product, is what the end user is expecting.
Okay.
So how does this work? What's the science behind this?
Okay. I'll keep it very simple and brief. So what happens is when you apply this on any hair strand, the product penetrates the hair shaft. Okay. The product has aldehydic and it has carboxylic groups, okay, which interact with the amines in your keratin. Keratin basically is your hair. When that interaction happens within your hair amine as such, it interlinks, okay, and that interlinking forms new bonds. Strengthening of bonds happen, which when you apply heat thereon, it locks it. Okay. This interlinking happens up the heat application, and it therefore smoothens your hair shaft. That's the simple primary mechanism in which it works.
Okay. Little about my head, because I'm a hairstylist.
Oh, you're being here for you would understand as well as
I'm just kidding.
But also, what's important to note is that this is without formaldehyde. It's very important.
Yes, that's the most important.
Yes.
But if you want to simplify this or decode it more simpler, like if by stylist, those who are watching this podcast, and they want to tell the client what happens to the hair. Of course, they can't use the technical jargons, but if they want to simplify this and make it like in any kind of example you want to give from real life,
Okay.
How does it work? Like, what does it actually do?
It penetrates.
Okay.
It mints the superficial bonds in hair.
Okay.
Okay. Smoothens the bonds which are astray. It straightens it up, locks it, and thus your hair becomes more smoother. So it's the surface chemistry that works here.
Okay.
Within the cuticle, and it locks it.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that's more precise for a stylist to explain to the client, right? Okay, so next question. Not many questions. I have few questions. It's not going to be boring. Let's keep it a little bit entertaining for people. So how long does the effect of Botox would last, ideally?
See, it actually depends on the number of washes that you have. Okay. But ideally, at least 60 washes, it should suffice. It can last up to 60 washes. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So am I right if I say if I wash every day, it will last for 2 months?
If you up to 2 months, yes.
Yeah, 60 days is 2 months, right? If I wash every day, then it's up to 2 months.
Yeah.
But if I prolong the wash, then it is like even 6 months or 4 months, depending on how often you wash.
Absolutely.
All right, that's great. That's very interesting. Okay, on which hair type does Botox Smooth work the best?
Oh, okay. It should work on most of our hair types, what we have here. The only thing is that it will work if you want to see, let's say, the best of difference. Okay, frizzy hair, wavy hair would be the right ones to use this technology.
Okay. Does it also work on, say, Caucasian hair? Like,
Caucasian hair generally, it's on your hair type. What type is it?
Okay.
It depends on your straight, wavy, and curly. Okay. Wavy to curly, where you might have the chance of having more frizz. That would be the ideal one. If your hair is already focused straight,
you don't see much difference.
Yeah. We don't.
So the best case scenario is frizzy, curly, wavy hair.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. What are the benefits of, say, using Boto Smooth, or how often can a Boto Smooth be done?
Okay. The primary benefit coming is smoothing. Okay. You will and frizz removal. Let's say frizz removal is the first takeaway what you have when you use such a technology as such. With frizz removal, there are laddering benefits that come in. One is hair alignment, better manageability, smoothness. These are the ones that are the key benefits while which can be solved with Boto Smooth.
Okay, but there is nothing as such as it strengthens your hair or nothing as such, but it reduces the frizz.
So it reduces the frizz. It makes your hair more manageable. So your combing and your hair styling becomes more easier. Also, it reduces the need for you to iron your hair later on, or to use say a blow dryer for styling your hair for the temporary purpose, because hair is already smoother and focused straight, right? So those things are taken care of.
So you mean to say, if I may, say it this way, like because of this treatment, you avoid, say, heat styling,
Yes.
Excessive combing,
Yes.
right?
Yes, absolutely.
So that way you're reducing the damage.
Correct.
Okay, that's good. Okay, can Boto Smooth be used on colored or chemically treated hair?
Yeah, sure. The only thing you have to just assess once is when was the previous treatment and what kind of treatment you had done. This is that your hair expert or the stylist should be able to make the right recommendation or the timeline in which you should do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it does fade the color a little bit.
Not sure. No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay. All right, moving on to another one.
Yeah.
What makes Godrej Professional Keras Smooth a good choice for clients wanting smoother and shiner hair?
Okay. In case of Keras Smooth, see, consumers or anyone who wants their hair to be straighter, but at the same time to look naturally straight, okay, with have a smooth effect as such, you should use Keras Smooth. You should definitely try Keras Smooth, yes.
What's your personal favorite, if I may ask?
Since I don't have long hair, I can just recommend. Yeah.
But you've done very dummy head, so
Both of them works really wonderfully on the hair type and the end use need that you have. So actually, if you have really curly hair, okay, Boto Smooth is the goal for you. And when you want a naturally straighter look, shiny, smoother look, you should try Keras Smooth. Yeah.
I would say my favorite is Keras Smooth. Because I like, not those poker straight, dead straight hair. I like more like, some character to the hair. At the same time, the frizz is taken care of. So I think Keras Smooth is one of the, my best or favorite products in the range of texture.
Right. It ultimately depends on what is your interpretation of beauty or how do you want to look.
Exactly.
So we have both the solutions. So you go for it.
Absolutely. And I feel like Indian market is more drifted to straight hair. So I think people like more straight hair, but we are inherently wavy, curly, frizzy,
smoother
kind
hair
of textured
which is always has been in demand and it's a key consumer need.
Yeah. Okay. How long do you do this smooth and straight result typically last? I know in Boto Smooth you said 60 washes. So in this, how much do you think?
Should last up to 6 months. Again, it is a derivative of how many times you wash your hair. Okay. But then again, 6 months, up to 6 months.
Also the lifestyle of the client.
Yes, of course. That's regardless. Yes, it is a given factor. The wear and tear that happens, okay, whether your hair is covered or not, whether you're outdoorsy, where you spend most of them, will have some impact on how the lastingness of technology on your hair.
Right. And I also tell my clients, like if you gym or you swim every day, you tend to wash your hair every day. And
you ask me, swimming,
the chlorine water,
that's absolutely
salt water,
a big detriment. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So, which is a lot of stylists forget to highlight this point during their consultation. So I want to bring this up in this podcast that whenever you consult during a texture service, this consultation is very important, where you ask the client what is their lifestyle, and then you tell them, okay, if you're going to do X, Y, Z thing, and then this may not last so long.
That's why post-treatment care maintenance is also equally important.
Absolutely.
Because you can't expect a treatment to be constant for a very, very, very long time. And you can't alter your lifestyle just for your treatment to be, balanced on your hair. So you have to fit the right balance and look at the post-care treatments as well.
So that brings to another question which is out of syllabus.
Yeah.
But But I want to ask you one thing. Why, like you said, why is the home care so necessary? Because a lot of clients say that I have XYZ shampoo. Why should I use the same range recommended by you? So what is your take on that?
Okay. So whenever we have designed a technology or a formula product, okay, we always see what fits in hand in glove in terms of maintaining those kind of benefits. Because for different hair benefits, there are different molecules, there are different products, they're specifically designed, attuned to what benefit was given in the first place. Especially when we talk of professional regimen, it's vital that we maintain a stream of products to extend the shelf life of the behavior or the performance what you have on your hair. So in case of Keras Smooth, I'll say the Keras Smooth Renew range, I would say the shampoo, conditioner and the argan hair oil are critical and important for you to maintain that look or stretch it for as much as possible. Of course, hair will grow and it will again go back to its original shape sometime or other. But meanwhile, whatever you have on your hair, how can you prolong it? How can you maintain it? You would need a home care regimen for it.
Absolutely. Perfect. This is what I wanted to hear from the professional.
Yeah.
From the doctor's, straight from the doctor's mouth. I would not say horse's mouth, I'd say doctor's mouth. So this is most important because we face a lot of issues, or the stylists. I mean the stylists who are working with the clients. The clients normally say that why should I use this product? So this is very, very important what you said, and it makes a lot of sense because the product is aligned with the care ingredient or with whatever ingredient for the longevity of that service which you have done.
Because we have to look at it as a fact that it's ultimately science, and from R&D perspective as scientists, we have to ensure that it complements and it augments whatever is there on the hair.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a very valid and great point. Okay. Does Keras Smooth work safely on colored hair? I know my questions are repetitive, but I have to ask you.
It does. It's ultimately smoothing your surface. So yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
It works with any kind of hair, like colored hair, whatever hair. Is Keras Smooth suitable to very curly or textured hair?
If your curls are very tight and difficult to manage, you might also give it a try for both as such.
Okay, so ideally, if it is very textured and very curly, we will shift to another range, which is Boto Smooth.
Yeah.
But if it is
very frizzy, Keras Smooth is your guy to go to.
Okay, so we have made products for different kind of hair types.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What aftercare products help maintain Keras Smooth results?
The Keras Smooth Renew range, as I said.
Yes. Is there any, if a client runs out of that shampoo or that range, does the effect of the Keras Smooth change if I use any other line of Keras Smooth products?
Not immediately, but ultimately it will have an impact.
Okay. All right. Thank you. How is Keras Smooth different from other smoothing and straightening services?
Okay. In case of Keras Smooth, when we designed this product, what we have done is we have infused it with a Salon-based technology. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going a bit sciencey.
No, you feel free whatever you want to say, and then I'll decode it in my way.
Okay. So we have used a Salon-based technology. What happens is it protects the moisture within the hair. Okay. It protects the capillary within the hair and thus the retention of moisture. This is the key difference what we have in Keras Smooth.
Okay.
Particularly on moisturized hair.
So do you mean to say in layman's term it is more hydrated if I do the service? My hair stays more hydrated?
It maintains the necessary level of hydration.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's wonderful. Thanks for being here and taking out time from your busy schedule. And it's been an honor having you. And I think we'll do many chats for other range that you handle. Probably in the coming episode.
Sure.
Yeah, nice to have you here. Thank you very much.
It was all mine. Thank you so much. Thanks.